On three?
Yeah, so I'm gonna intro first.
Okay.
Hey everyone, this is Mr. SLIN. We have something special for you today. I have the former medic extraordinaire, I guess you call him, Pure from Fully Torqued, who plays Demoman now, and he's gonna be reviewing his POV of a match versus BP and Gullywash. It was a pretty close match. It's gonna be great to get some insights from him. I'm gonna not have a face cam, and I'm gonna leave it mostly up to Pure. Hey Pure, how's it going?
Doing well, Mr. Slin. Always a pleasure.
Yep. And so
TF2 community nice guy, Mr. Slin.
thanks. So we're just gonna get right into this. If you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to ask them. If you have questions in the comments, feel free to ask him as well, and then I'll try and get back to you with his answers. But let's get right into it. You ready? Let's do it on 3.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
All right, 1, 2, 3. So let's get your. Oh yeah, go for it.
Go.
Just get your basic thoughts when you're going into mids.
Playing against Banny, so he's gonna have that really quick rollout sometimes. So sometimes I'm gonna try to do it. Other times I'm gonna go with my team. Here I elected just to go out main, stay away from Banny, and we knew he was coming main door, so I tried to get high ground as quick as possible. The moment I hit those both two scouts, that was a crazy. When I did that damage on the scouts, I knew we might win mid. But I'm gonna let it play out now.
Ooh,
I'm alone on the flank here, so we should still win mid, but doesn't look like the rest of our team had a good mid. Let's see.
It's pretty interesting for you to go through the elbow like that because, I mean, you don't get very many angles on the enemy team.
Oh yeah, right here Seanbud could have waited a little bit to be 185. Instead he fired like 4 shots and then lost a Shrugger. But bottom line, if I damage both scouts like 40-40 and then a 60 on another, my team should be aggressive. And that's why I stayed up there, and that's why I put stickies all at their feet, because my team should have been like going big. I guess we just didn't have a good middle besides that, so. Right here I'm just annoying them and trying to keep my eyes on all of their players. If you keep your eyes on all their players, you know nothing's behind you. So we see them all and then we set up. We know Shade has an advantage.
And would you describe your play as more roamer style, or would you say you're more with the combo?
As of right now, I'm definitely roaming. I think as my confidence builds, I'm going to be more of a pocket demo, but right now I'm just covering what needs to be covered. See my... Oh, Shrugger was not a good play. We had like 3 people up there, but for some reason no one even knew Shrugger was behind or was looking behind, so... We were behind by Uber at that point, but then when Shrugger killed us, we essentially lose our last point. So, you know, I have no stickies loaded. I'm just trying to delay, but I'm going to go down really quickly here.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to roll right in.
Just delaying, they Uber, but the whole point is at middle, if your demo destroys both scouts like that, you have to be going aggressive. And I didn't watch the STV, but there's a reason we didn't win that mid, so I'm sure 1 or 2 people kind of messed up.
Is the plan sort of for you to damage the scouts on your side and then they're going to all jump up and then you'll be able to rejoin them on that side, or?
That's not necessarily the plan. I went main expecting Banny to be fast, and then I decided to go up elbow really quickly to meet them so they weren't having like a grapple hold on us. And it was good up until the point where tag came all the way around, which was also weird. So Banny went main again here, and we know they're going to be on the left, and I'm almost out of ammo, and I don't have the beam, so I can't do much, but I'm still trying to put spam down. Banny's really far away, Z goes down. This is not the best middle, but just the same, I just got the heals on me, so whoever was getting heals wasn't doing great, but we're still fighting. And I know Shrugger's there, so I just did that, you know. And I know the other scout's trying to push around. I think he's right there right now. Sizer's getting oh, there he is. But Sizer's getting better as a scout. He's gotten to the point where his aim is really good and he's on a good team, so now he's just trying to push the boundaries of scout. So I give him a little bit more respect than I usually do, even though I consider him really, really good. Like, it's just competitive respect. Here we decided to push the flank, because when you push the flank, you essentially cut off their entry point into the 2. You know, if we wrap the other way, SLIN, they'd be able to spam out the sliding door. But here I'm just hitting decent damage on them.
It's kind of interesting that you're just playing here on the flank like that. You're not scared of anyone coming up behind you or anything like that?
It's not like completely the flank, but it's definitely away from my combo. Here I decided to go to the point to bring everyone there. Bring them to the point, do some damage, and we should oh, they get the Uber.
They have Uber, yeah.
Yeah, we made a see, the mistakes that we made in this match, we corrected for the mix-up match, and that's why we were able to beat Mix-Up, a team that we were actually not even more scared of, but more scared of than BP.
Would you say that was a mistake that you made, like going to the point like that, or did you just not know they had Uber, or would you want to stay alive? Okay.
We had Uber advantage, but we didn't move quick enough, and that happens 2 or 3 times in this match. One time being very, very bad. And that mistake we never made against Mix-Up. We fucking rolled them. But rolled them in terms of having advantage at getting in.
So Z-Brian goes down. You guys are just sort of chilling it out right now.
Yeah. One thing that I picked up from I-46 was that on Gullywash, if you're attacking a team and you have their 2, there's no way on God's green earth that you want to let them get back the 2 and then get back middle and then have you defending your 2. It's so hard to push ahead of last year that you don't want to go multiple numbers down when you're attacking and give the enemy a chance to get out. Take your time, let them push into you and or suicide on them.
I mean, here you guys are happy to even it out.
Yeah, and we're playing against BP, the best team in the game, so we definitely have respect for them, so we're not interested in making plays. We're just happy right now that it's only 1-0 and we have a chance to bring it back to 1-1. Getting Justin. Justin gets tagged. A couple people said push here. I think we might push. At the minimum, we're going to spam. Oh, I remember this now.
So what about the choice to go water here?
It was a good idea, but I forgot I didn't have Pain Train. If I had Pain Train, I would have gotten it. Pain Train would have got it. But here was just a teamwork mistake. Nick should not have come back to me. I didn't know that he was coming back to me. So, 1, Nick baited the damage into me, and 2, Nick died, like where he should have probably backed out a different way.
Well, I noticed both times you pushed last, you just go straight to the water, but isn't it kind of risky if it doesn't go off, then you sort of die and it's going to stop you from holding 2?
Yes. Well, I play more of I'm not required to stay alive for my team to be like doing well most of the time. I'm giving so much heals to our scouts, or I'm allowing so many heals to our scouts and pocket soldier that they should be able to do fine on their own. At this point I know they're going to be pushing through choke, so I'm just trying to put as much damage out as I can just to slow them down. And here I actually have a good position to do lots of damage, so I'm just doing what I can. I call Banny getting out of position and we take him down. That was huge. So here's a great opportunity for us to press forward.
I'll ask this question on the last point, I guess.
Oh, I see the question he's asking.
Yeah.
They had Uber, so I wouldn't have done huge damage, as you would say, because they had Uber. It's arguable that I could have stayed with the Uber, but it almost worked. If Fragile didn't go back to me, if Fragile stayed with the combo, we would have continued fighting the point and I wouldn't have died, so I'd still be alive.
Well, here it's going to be pretty tough for... Oh, so for here it's going to be pretty tough for you guys to hold mid, right? You just went down... They look like they're going to push you with a scout down as well, but they don't come in. Can you explain why that happened?
Because BP never pushes.
I see.
It's any team that Banny's on never pushes. The day that Banny figures out how to properly push all the time is the day like he'll be almost unbeatable. But he doesn't know how to do that yet. He yeah, just a scout flank. I was either a little bit too far behind, or we literally had no one on the flank. And I think we had no one even looking flank. Because look, there's Shrugger and Tagger rung now. That's a scout mistake or a Z-Brian mistake right there. And now we have a poopy Uber. Oh yeah, BP just doesn't know how to push. So, and they're more interested in trying to win than to like get better at the game in terms of pushing. So they rather just you push, and they'll just wait to spam you. Like that's their whole game. Let you push, they spam you. You have a shitty Uber, they counter pop.
Yeah.
And they just don't know how to push. They probably think otherwise, but reality is reality.
This happens to me, I guess, at lower levels. Roaming demos, sometimes the flank kind of comes off of it because they think you got it covered. Is that kind of what happens here too? Because you guys are kind of like with the new roster and you covering the flanks, they're kind of expecting you to take that burden sometimes?
When we talk about it on the team, I'm not the flank demo, but I am letting them know that I'm going to be playing closer to the flank. And you do bring up a good point that if they expect me to be there, maybe it's my job. I would say that when I died to Sizer, it was, oh, this is actually pretty cool here. This was a design play right here, and the fact I get Shade on the ground, Seagull drops him. Yeah, Shade drops, which is huge for us right here. Here comes the, let's just talk about the push. They have a sniper, so we're gonna pop. I don't think I get flashed. Yeah, I don't get flashed. That was kind of a reoccurring theme in both matches, and I'll tell you something really quickly. We can pause.
You guys should be able to come out on top of here, right? Yeah, there you got it. All right, let's pause.
You have it paused? Okay. I'm at 9 minutes and 46 seconds.
I'm at 51.
Okay. Oh, you're 51? 1 second.
51
okay.
seconds. Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 51.
Let's talk about the push first.
Okay. The push. Okay. The
design push to force Shade.
Yeah, what we're doing is combined spam to put Shade in a position to either drop or have to pop. And in this case, he decides to drop. And it's not a bad decision. You know, he wanted to pop. He didn't have respect for our spam, and he drops. And immediately we decide, since Seagull and I are right next to each other, that we should be pushing in. And we said, okay, let's push in. And I'm like, okay, I'm with you guys. And we go in. I don't get a flash. I die. But since Shade is completely dead, meaning they don't have an Uber and they don't even have heals, like, that's the whole thing about Uber drops, is he was trying to hold it, which I commend, but if he popped, he'd still be alive healing people, like, which would still give his team a chance. Now he just isn't even there. So we go in, I get dropped, which wasn't even a sticky trap. It was just Banny shooting me, and then shooting me. And I really expected a flash right there, but we were still able to take the point since...
Yeah, you guys had such a large advantage with the Uber going in. They had no heals.
Exactly. So
now I've played actually medic on the other end of that. And what happens is, you know the other team's gonna sack for you. They'll sack 3, maybe even 4 players on Gullywash. What would you do as a medic in that situation? You don't want to be hiding in spawn, you know. And you have they already had a heavy out, I think, so the heavy wasn't able to deflect your roamer.
Right.
What do you do?
What you're gonna want to do is your team needs to have pressure at all the chokes, or like at all the points, and having early calls of when people are coming in. If you know where people are coming, meaning where the roamer is, and if you're able to spam the entry points, people won't be able to peek and spam. Like, you noticed how I just peeked into sliding door and put a sticky down, and even though the sticky did like no damage, what it did was it forced Shade to have to go into an even shittier position. If Lansky spammed my feet, I wouldn't have been able to fire that sticky at Shade, and Shade never would have had to drop down. So
interesting.
It's instead of looking at what's happening to your medic, it's better to spam the entry points so that people can't keep spamming. That was just BP's mistake right there. The one thing I wanted to bring up is that in this game, you're going to notice that even though I'm playing the flank, which is more of a like a gamesmanship thing at the beginning of the game, covering flank, because I want to make sure that our flank doesn't get destroyed. What happens is the times I do want to come into the Uber, I think out of the first 3 Uber pushes, I get 2 times in a row. And since I'm inexperienced as demo, my reaction to that was just to stay away from Nick. And since I stay away from Nick, it's actually a negative that comes into the map, or a negative that comes from this match, is that while I'm doing a good job as demo man, I should have been a little bit closer to Seagull a couple of times. But because I was dropped, I just didn't have the, I wasn't secure enough to stick with him. And that actually, then why I'm bringing it up is because that actually happens again in the mix-up match, where the first 2 Ubers that I try to push, I get dropped. And so I'm literally yelling at Seagull and Steam, because I'm like, dude, because I'm trying to stay in the zone, and I'm trying to be able to compete with mix-up. And there's nothing worse. Like, you get dropped once, I understand, but getting dropped twice, 3 times, and it's not even your medic's mistake, it's just, like, it happening. It's not like, oh, Nick, why are you dropping me? It's like, fuck, man. Yeah. My team is dropping me on these Ubers, what's going on? And in the other match... So what's up?
That kind of goes back to the roaming demo thing, right? Because it's sort of like, as the medic, you're kind of unsure whether or not the demo's always going to be there. It's unpredictable.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I definitely communicate when I'm coming back to Nick and when I'm with them. So I definitely do my best when it comes to that. But in the mix-up match, I let everyone know ahead of time that I won't be watching the flank. And good luck over there, Zebron and Sean. And what's it called? I was a lot more with Brandon against mix-up. But the funny part is in the mix-up game, I got dropped 2 times in a row. But I didn't have that reaction where I just stayed away. You know, I kept working it with Nick, and then towards the end of the game, it was I think we're ready to rock.
Cool. Yeah. I just want to remind everyone in chat, feel free to ask questions. I'm reading the chat closely, as I know Pierre's reading the chat as well, so we'll be happy to answer them. So yeah, just feel free to ask anything you want. I'm at 9:51. Are you ready to go?
I'm at 9:51.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right now it's 1-1, and we're definitely happy just to be. Oh, see this? That's the first round I tried to do the Benny thing, but the sticky was too low. So I think I fix it towards the end, but that was kind of funny right there. So I go main. Luckily he goes main again. I see the scouts, so all I want to do is keep the scouts on the left. That's all I'm going to do. And Shrugger actually crashes right there, which was huge. He definitely still would have been hit with the sticky, but the fact that he's not able to dodge it afterward is whatever.
Yeah. I know he's been having that issue where he lags out for literally half a round.
Shrugger?
Yeah. But moving on, so you guys take the mid, and you're now gonna have a free spire. And at this point, did you kill Shade? I think you might have.
I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure.
Well, when you're in a position like this one, where let's say Shade did get out alive, and there's even Ubers pushing last, what kind of options do you have, and which one do you prefer?
Well, what I'm thinking about right now is that I don't want BP to set up about what's it called?
Forward hold?
The forward hold. I don't want them to get in a position to have access into any of the canals or into the nooks and crannies of their last base. And when I talked about this map in Sean Bud's Gullywash map of the week, the discussion was that last point is like its own entire map. Like, if you consider where I'm standing right now, the sliding doors, there's like this whole open area and then like a whole nother last point. So what you want to do is control all those open areas right outside of the last point, like into their base, because if you control that, it's like a bottleneck. It keeps all of them inside and no one can get behind you. So what I'm trying to do here is I don't want their combo to do some kind of repush where they're going to try to mess us up. So let's see here. All I'm doing, even though I didn't know we were about to pause, was put stickies up top in case they decide to push out, and
that'll allow your team to cover the lobby.
Yeah, exactly. Timed out there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Do you want to skip this, or do you know if it's long or short? I don't know.
I think we could probably skip this.
Okay.
Do you hear an echo in my my mic, SLIN?
I'm actually not hearing that echo, but if you want, I can restart my mumble, or...
No, hold on a second. I don't think it's that. I'm just going to turn off my headset and turn it back on.
Okay. You might have the window open twice, Hui.
Might hear an annoying beep, but how does it sound now?
Sounds good to me. I mean, I didn't hear a difference, so. I'm at 1403.
1403. Okay, I'll go there and pause. Okay, I'm at 1403. Let me get back to 100%. Okay, I am ready when you're ready. Just a rehashing. It's 1-1 against BP, and even though Shrugger lagged out right there, we were still winning that mid fight, because if you notice by how I was firing my stickies, I was pushing them back left, so I wasn't letting them out of that corner. So by holding them in that corner, we were going to have jumpers, which is what happened. And if you noticed, I hit Shrugger with a 40, and then he lagged out, and then I just, fired another sticky at his face. So Shrugger still would have been alive, but we were definitely in a great position on that middle. But then again, so were we in the first mid when I had them clumped up, and somehow he lost it. So
And then I like
go.
how you kind of come up here and lock off the top area while your team can cover the bottom while they're capping. So make sure
Yes.
there's no way jumpers can get to your medic.
Yeah, I definitely also like having scouts, making sure there's no stickies at the sliding doors. But yeah, it was nice.
Ready?
I am ready when you are ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
We have an Uber advantage here. We want to get it in. I'm telling a scout to open the door. There we go. And oh no, excuse me. Shade got out. Shade got out. Shade got out. So
it should be evens here.
yeah, this is me covering flank again. So I'm making sure to have at least one scout with me. Here you go. I think this may have been a okay. We Ubered in. Oh, maybe they don't even have Uber. Yeah, they don't have Uber.
So he didn't get. I guess he didn't get out, which should be an easy round for you guys. Yes.
Around. Yeah, I guess he did. Yeah, whatever. I forgot how it went down. But instead of going with the Uber, I decided to go with the scout there because they didn't have a sentry gun. When there are sentry guns, it's very important to go with the combo. I messed up again there. My sticky was too low. Didn't really care that much because I'm still getting the left relative, like just normal speed, not Banny speed. And here I'm kind of disappointed in my spam. Oh, but I do make a connection with the pill, which was good. Hit the soldier, make him fall on the ground, and now I'm going to come across mid. This is a really good middle. See, I see the scout flanking behind me, so I know I have to cover the scout. Take down Shrugger. I see Sizer on me. Hold back Sizer. I was very surprised he plus forward me, but still hitting Sizer.
Great damage.
Sizer and Banny.
And at this point, oh what? That's some great
crazy
vibes.
middle.
I remember the casters going crazy about that.
For me, like plays like that are much bigger than like just getting those kills. Like that's like a confidence thing. So after that happened, my confidence I was feeling good. And that's a big thing against Banny is the having confidence. So we know there's a jumper, so I put stickies right ahead of Nick, but here's where we make a mistake. Even though I did that play, we're not getting into last. We're taking too long getting into last. And if you notice, I was like the farthest person up, and I was expecting more people to push through, so...
How would you have made it through there, though? I'm having a hard time seeing that, because you had
Because Banny
respawners.
just spawned. He didn't have stickies anywhere. He was pretending to have stickies everywhere. And if we walk through, we can definitely press them out. And this is where we thought we had an advantage still, and Shade's at like 85% or something like that. So this is where we fuck up. And I was getting ready to push in, and then this is where
Too
we
much
just
prep
straight up
time.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fuck up. And it was horrible too, because we had a huge momentum bush here, and ugh. This is the painful part of the match. Since we're up to 2-1, we have a clear shot to take last, and we don't.
Do you feel that sort of happens though when you take the lead, you sort of get complacent?
I think people were afraid of making errors, where I was the complete opposite and confident, like out, like past the moon, you know. And the mistake that just happened there, we had that same situation 3 times against Mix-Up, and we closed the deal over and over. See, no one's covering the flank, but I'm able to cover the scout, call the scout, and we're still doing okay.
So this point's gonna sort of even itself out. Can I pause real quick? I'm gonna go ask a question.
Yeah. I'm paused at 58.
18. I'm at 18 minutes.
Yeah, I'll do there. 18. Good to go.
The question was asked was, is it better to go on their side if they take your side on mid? And they've been doing that a lot on these mid fights. So, like, where do you say?
Is it better to mirror the mids?
Well, so what happens is you get to mid and they kind of rush their scouts and their jumpers onto your side of the map. And I guess this question is, where do you position yourself to put damage out? One of them sugar legged out and you were on the ground, I believe, and the other one you were in the elbow room, sort of spamming from there.
Right. It was really weird that the first 3 middles, Banny never went their choke. since we kind of expected him to go there choke. But I guess he didn't do it because he knew that Z-Brian has a gunboat rollout, which essentially destroys him at their choke. So he was going main a lot, and when the enemy team goes main, they have the option of going up to either side. So we weren't really ever sure which side they were going to push up. And you're bringing up the point that they would put people on the point aggressive on one side and then push up their team the other side. And it really just seemed like that was a communication call from Banny prior to the matches to our scouts need to push the point and be aggressive so it doesn't allow jumpers to get up quickly. And then once Banny and Lansky are on even ground, then they're able to fight again. So honestly, we didn't have a plan of just mirroring middles. We were just trying to contain scouts and not let Banny put us in his wheelhouse, which he got 17,000 damage, so apparently someone was being shot by Banny. He always shoots one scout and a roamer, like every single mid. It's like scout, roamer, hit for 60 damage each.
He's incredible. Alright, you ready?
Yeah, I'm good when you are.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
We know they have advantage? I think they have advantage, yeah. So scout's trying to push in. Ignoring the scout, but yeah, where'd the scout go? I don't know. Here comes the. See, here's an example of like we know we have a bad Uber, so I'm not even gonna be in the Uber. Here comes their advantage. Hopefully nothing kills me from the side.
Yeah, he kind of migrated towards their side there. Nice pipe.
Thanks. I don't even remember this. I see the shadow, so I know the scout's still underneath.
There's one coming elbow behind you too.
See that trap? I was expecting them to walk into that trap for like 8 seconds probably, and they just never did. So I was giving my life to try to double death them, and it didn't work.
I noticed like when they did come in on you, you kind of sort of migrated towards their flank. But it puts you in a weird spot, right? It's hard to get out.
Well, the problem was we had a bad Uber, so if I come to Seagull, all I'm gonna do is split the Uber and fuck them even more. And so when we have a bad Uber like that, Fragile should just like completely run out of middle. And what I'm doing is just making sure that we don't get pinched off. And I guess Sean was near me. The migration that you saw was more of just getting out of the Uber.
So I believe at this point they're gonna push you again.
Yeah, I'm just putting up some demo or putting up some sticky traps in case they push there. See, Justin's with us. That means only Z-Brian and Sean are on the flank. And when I see that, I back up a little bit, I think. Or maybe I just need ammo. I think I'm still feeling pretty confident, so I'm around Nick. And this is where we opt to play high ground.
How does that work?
And they actually had more successful pushes than us at this point because they wouldn't really push choke. It was more like tag and a scout going choke, and the rest of their team going flank. And so we actually put Nick in a really good position to heal our flank. See? Like right above. Which was a nice setup. And Brandon wanted to be alone there, so the setup is basically perfect, but for some reason they still rock us on the flank.
So you're just trying to spam out these chokes and then get out of there, and you're just up on the high ground to stay away from it all?
Yes. I'm basically near Brandon in case they overload Brandon, and I'm close enough to the flank to help spam the flank a little bit. And then see, here's when they start committing and Banny's starting to open things up. And it's okay if an enemy tries to take that area. As long as you don't get flanked, it's okay. Like completely flanked, it's okay. Sean Bud's down, yeah. He got mulched. Justin's making sure that nothing's behind us. I det to try to bring them into us a little bit, but they don't come in. Justin says there's something behind us.
Oh, okay.
There's definitely Shrugger still behind us, but...
That takes away from your damage potential, then no? Is putting those behind you instead of just going to the combo?
Shooting at the enemy combo or going to
putting the
combo?
stickies behind you.
I didn't expect Justin to continue watching.
So they Uber, you guys are trying to get out here, and if you keep it out, you can have an advantage here.
Yeah, I knocked him. He's already back in middle. I remember watching this on the STV.
So at this point, you guys lose a lot of players. You gotta get out.
Yeah, we're in trouble. I think he's gonna die. Oh, we're okay.
So nothing's really developing here. It's just kind of been back and forth.
We went down Sean, and then we went down Z Brian, and it's still just a massage fight. And they beat us on the massage fight, whatever you want to call it. So it was kind of unfortunate. And when I hit Lansky with all that damage, I expected them to pop, but they didn't, which was a good call. But yeah. In retrospect, probably play the flank stronger since they were playing it with like apparently 4 or 5 people. Right there we wanted a much quicker Uber out, but Nick didn't realize that we wanted a quicker Uber. By the time that we Ubered out, they knew that we wanted to Uber out, and we got fucked up. So
yeah.
The communication that Brandon and I made together was like, we can't try to be that aggressive because we're just gonna.
If I may make a comment too, I think before we said one of the themes was like kind of ammo management, and I noticed you put like a trap up in the locker room before you guys pushed up. And when they did push up, you didn't really have anything to shoot them with, so it kind of comes.
Locker room? What's the locker room?
I call it that left shutter door on last.
Oh, I don't. You're talking when I'm defending last?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't even looking. I was thinking about the push. Sorry.
So going into this next mid, they've gone up your side, I think twice now.
This is the first time Banny took his normal rollout. I got hit with one sticky, but I equalized it, and then I'm in a pretty good position to... No, I missed 2 stickies. That wasn't good. No, not good. I think I'm telling Fragile to get out here. I missed 2 stickies that should have been propelled a little bit further. And he actually surprised me by going that way.
Yeah, you guys never really got into a position of like moving up into them. It was kind of hard, and then the soldier bombed over you, and you were kind of just playing defensive after that.
Every middle, they were passive going to middle, and then all of a sudden they switched to this aggressive, and it definitely caught me off guard. It caught me and the team off guard, and I definitely should have hit 2 more stickies there in the middle. But we're able to keep them back, and we're able to defend our 2 with Uber. And if you notice there, they could have pushed us. Oh no, we killed Shade. This is when we're trying to go into mid, yeah. We're already calling for the Uber, but we're not getting it. Okay, and now we have this kind of pop. Like, when I was originally there, I wanted the pop. So we get tagged. We know 1 more scout's out of place. There we go. They have advantage, but I don't think they have it yet. And right here, I'm calling that we need to make them force quickly. And people are kind of afraid of them right now, so I don't think we go all the way in. Yeah, we don't go all the way in.
So this kind of goes to that sort of leapfrogging thing where you guys have mid, but now you don't have Uber, and they're going to leapfrog back into you, right? Or,
yeah.
So where exactly are you thinking about putting your stickies and where you want to be?
Big door. One, they don't know how to push TF, like they don't push TF2, so it's really rare that they're even going to do it right now. We're set up for them to push in. You see Z Brian hiding lower.
And they're just letting you get Uber.
Doubt they're gonna, yeah, we're getting Uber. So that shows you a lot about Banny's teams, is that they're not going to push. Like, they rather us push and then us fuck up, and then they just take middle and 2, which is, I wouldn't call it the smart way of playing, but it's a consistent way to play, I guess. Mm-hmm. I could use other words to describe the type of play.
Well, they do get Sean, but so it's just going to even out again. Do you mind if I pause real quick here?
Yeah, pause. I'm at 48.
I'm at 50.
Before you answer a question, one thing that was happening, after I made that play on middle and I was getting confident, I was really trying not to cover the flank as much, and what was happening from this point, the end, is our flank was dying. And if you notice, Sean Bud and Z Brian, from this point on until the end of the game, will constantly just die at flank. And it's kind of funny to think back to the beginning of the game where I was doing lots of flank work, and we were kind of ahead, you know, like 2-1, maybe 3-1. It was a closer, not a close game, excuse me. We were having success with me watching the flank. And then when I really start staying away from the flank, it's what's it called? Like Sean Bud and Z Brian keep dying on flank. So I didn't realize it during the game because I was just focusing on what I had to do. but
Why do you think? What's going on in that sense?
they're getting outplayed on the flank. Straight up, they're out of their depth. And since they're out of their depth, they just keep dying.
And how did you guys change that between this match and the one that came after this versus mix-up?
With mix-up, I let them know early on that I was not going to be covering the flank at all, and so it's up to them to cover the flank, and so we'll see.
Oh, so they had to play a little safer then.
Yes.
Interesting. All right, I'm ready to go. So I'm at 2550.
Let me get up to you. You're always quicker than me. That's weird. Okay, I'm at 2550.
Yeah, I'm slow to pull up the UI because my binds are not working. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. So Sean's dead, and basically I'm not going to be pushed up far. We're just waiting for Sean to come back. We know they're not going to push.
Now, on a team like Mix-Up that you played on last season, you would have definitely pushed here 6 on 5, even on 2.
We definitely would have peeked and spammed certain areas to try to see if we can get a scout behind them.
So you're coming actually to flank here because your combo wants to push the left side.
Yeah, our combo, like, it's the only clear way to get in, and so I'm just doing fake spam at choke, making them think I'm there, and then I'm going to push with Nick. So I can stand behind them.
Aren't you a little bit worried if they push mid? Because mid actually caps at the same time as 2 on this map.
See Z-Brian goes down. Worried? Not so much. No, I'm not worried about it. I'm literally just trying to survive this fight right here. And if you notice, Sean went down, then Z-Brian went down, and now Sean goes down again. Like, I think someone said in the flank that they're all, like, out the flank. I don't know, man. A lot of us are dying there, and apparently we're getting work there. So, and that's how they beat you. Like, that's how BP beats you. They don't push. They just keep making you bleed classes, and then they move forward with that short advantage. So the scout's pushing out, and no one else is coming back to me, but they have the advantage, I think. So we're just making sure not to get overrun.
I'm noticing from your POV there's not like a lot of opportunities to put out damage. Are you a bit worried about that? Like, would you want to put yourself in that position, or were you just happy to stay out of it because you didn't want to take any of the Uber?
We're at an Uber disadvantage, so I don't want to die to an Uber, and our team keeps dying in packs of 2, so I'm not going to lose my life in this match, in this round. If I lose my life in this match or this round, we lose the round. Not because I'm like that key to the team, but because a demoman just keeps people back. They don't want to push. They don't want to push, so this is how they're going to try to win. They just want you to push, and then they'll just make you have a shitty Uber.
Well, it is 2-2. It is a close match right now.
They play this way. Granted, that might be true. They play this way every single round of every single game.
Let me see Tag coming in here. Easy kill. Were you guys going to try and peek on this one?
We're going to try and peek, and we were even talking about pushing, but then we decided not to do it because we're like, that's all they want us to do right now. We're not going to play into their game.
I feel like this is at this point it's still anyone's game because it's evens. I mean, it doesn't really matter what team has mid. It's so close right now, and it's been back and forth.
The momentum shift that was stopped when we failed that 3-to-1 round push, like when we wanted to make it 3-to-1, we stopped their momentum right about here. And so when you were talking about, like when our flank died, when we were pushing there too, like everything is okay right now. Now we're back to another even fight. It's 2-to-2. Technically, they're supposed to push.
Right.
I think this is even the round where a really funny, not funny, but unfortunate thing happens at last. And you'll see. I was really ticked off by it, but you'll see.
Is that just the strategy? I've seen it happen twice now. They just keep throwing Tag in there to see if he can get anything.
SLIN, they don't know how to push.
We could be here all night just watching Tag jump in through the choke and watch him try and explore the region, but you guys have a scout parked right on top of that spire. He's going to deny him every single time. And of course you're not going to push in this situation. It's definitely not your turn. They have the respawn advantage.
They want us to push. Their goal is for us to push into them.
But there's no reason for you to. It's not like they're up 2 rounds on you and they can park the bus. This is This is even.
Only thing I would do is do something they didn't expect. Like if we had to move for some reason here, like just pop Seagull in through choke and like kill the two things there, or make them pop right there, and then like work the damage game. Right here, I knew Banny was disconnected, so I'm wondering what's going on, and he's trying to sticky me out.
Right.
And Seagull's clearing that, and this is like where the things start to not
But he has
go well.
you have no pressure at the chokes at all. Yeah, no one's watching the chokes here. Your combo's inside the lobby, and you're giving him all the space.
Yeah, we're in trouble here.
And Z-Brian goes down.
I'm trying to find out from Brandon what's going on, and that's that.
I think he...
And, like, if you notice, man, like, from pushing their 2 to where we're at, it's not like they're just pushing into us. They just slowly try to, like, out-damage us right there. And Z-Brian went down. There was 5 of them on the flank, and it was just me spamming them on the flank for, like, 6 seconds, and that's why they got in. If we had, like, a couple rockets there or something, that would have been okay. But this is the comment, the 50% my mistake, and 50% that no one was there to help me, and you'll see what I mean. It's like a minute into this.
It's just hard to watch because it's not like any big team battle that's pushing you guys to last. It's sort of the slow creeping. It's just they're not giving anything up.
Oh, here's the mistake. Here's the mistake. I was putting stickies on the point, and literally no one, like, I'm communicating like I need help, I need help, I need help for like 15 seconds, and no one even came to spam, no one came to heal, and I was quietly really pissed off.
That's a tough spot to be in.
And there was only like 2 minutes left in the game or something, maybe even a minute. Coming with their heavy to get it. But it's amazing though, if you watch the what's it called? Is that Spades calling me sad little Brad? Spades, shut the fuck up.
Well,
Oh yeah, no, what I was saying is the big difference between Mix-Up and this match is that Mix-Up is much more aggressive and it's much more about those fights. So like if we watch the Mix-Up demo, it's like so much more action and so much more like back and forth fights between each other, where this is just like painfully slow. And I'm not gonna give you the secret about like how to beat BP when it comes to stuff like that, because I didn't beat him here, but like BP's fights are won not by like who's dying and who's killing, but by who's getting that early damage and who's winning the fight. Okay, Z-Brian did the roll out here, and even though he goes down, Banny's out of the fight. So Banny's out of the fight and Lansky's out of position, so we'll probably win this here, hopefully.
Sugar tried to pull
Thank
something.
God Nick didn't go down.
You're in a weird position where you're like trying to hold off 3 chokes. Oh.
I'll tell you exactly what happened right there. If we... Basically what happened, a scout came through, Brandon hit him for like 150 damage, and Justin missed like 5 shots on him or something. If Justin was able to kill that scout, we would have been able to deal with the other soldiers. It was just... We were already down. Yeah, exactly. And it's weird too, because Justin, Brandon, and myself, I wasn't like committing 100% of my focus and aim on killing him, but I was definitely hoping that he was dying.
I feel like you guys are getting a little impatient here.
Oh
wow. Just barely staying alive. But oh, you guys don't block the point. Good pipes there on Decizer, but you guys had Uber second, and then they just capped the point on you guys. Oh.
Yeah, our Uber wasn't quick enough to stop too. I'm even sure that we didn't have Uber yet. Like, we just got it when we did it.
Yeah.
You know, it was a fight, man. Like, and if you noticed, when you have straight up fights with BP like that, where they're not trying to use their positional or like heal advantage, they tend to go in your way. So whenever you play BP straight up, when they're not abusing some kind of advantage, position or heals, you have a much better chance of taking them. But yeah, we're gonna go 4 down here.
It's almost like what they want, though. It's like they're gonna play you slow, and you can play slow against them, which is their game. Or you can get impatient and push them, but then that's what they want, to keep pushing you. Like, you guys tried to push into Spire, they beat you out there, and now they're on your last.
You're hitting the nail on the head in terms of how to play against them. So since the last round where I died alone on the point, I'm not going to be dropping down there because apparently no one wants to help me. But here they come with the Uber of the crits. Here comes the pop. They're ahead of us.
Looks like they're just going to be able to push on the last of this Uber, and they should be able to have this round, right? Let's see. Well, actually, Shamba's getting picked.
I don't have much ammo reloaded, so we'll see.
Well, 4 on 4.
In retrospect, I should have kept reloading stickies, but just the same, it's whatever. If I reloaded stickies, I might have gotten 1 kill and then died, so we'll see.
Yeah. It's really tough, though, against a player like Banny, who can just so easily control the pace of the game. He's just so good at it. And he can really control what rate you guys are pushing or whatever else, and he slows BP down if he needs to.
Yes, definitely. But this is how, when you lose to BP, this is how you lose. It's like, you play them straight up, and then you start playing a little bit sloppy, and you lose a round. So, you can definitely tell that last round was sloppier than the rest of them. Here we got to pick really early, and see Banny gets, oh my god. And right here, I'm like thinking mix-up style, where I really want to get on them and not let Shade get out of there. And they are in trouble. Yep, Fragile does go down. This was a good middle. We had a good middle. We pushed forward correctly. We don't let Banny get out of there.
Sizer's coming in out of desperation.
Missed
Easy
4
pick.
pills. Got the roller. But this was really good here, and you're gonna start seeing a heartbreaking ending, but it's pretty good.
Oh!
See, oh my god, again, SLIN!
You guys should be able to have this anyways. I mean, rolling in the last with Uber, but I think both times it didn't make a difference, but it still does. I know what you're saying.
3rd time.
I mean, it's difficult because you're moving ahead pretty quickly. Their combo, your combo just catching
the right
up.
speed if you want to win TF2. You mean?
Well, it's a different speed, and so I mean you're in front of your pocket.
Z-Brian gets Banny, or Banny gets Z-Brian. Both soldiers are taking damage. I was happy I hit Shrugger, so at least Justin was able to take him, but we still have to back out. Yeah, we lose that mid bad. Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum. But we're okay, and we start playing okay here. But this is, like, what we tend to forget is that they're really trying to play, like, they're playing to win really, because they're undefeated right now. Like, they don't want to lose a match, and they're playing really, really hard. So we're doing the best we can at the moment. But covering the flank, no one's covering the flank besides Brad, but it's okay. There we go. I think we'll get this pick right here.
Yeah.
They pop the Uber, and here I'm push back Sugar. I know we're good because we pushed back the flank. I'm calling pushing with Justin. Justin and I are going in. I'm calling for the push so bad right now, but I do go down. But I call Sizer. Oh man, what?
You're almost in a. I like the last 2 rounds. I've almost noticed you're in like a different world right now, because you're thinking one thing. You're thinking how to counter BP or whatever it is. You're moving it fast, and they're catching you out. But it's almost because like you're moving
went to mid. That's really just should have. Well, we killed Tag. I don't know. No, it's honestly the way we were playing against Mix. Not maybe BP was maybe BP just outplayed us at choke, and I just didn't even know about it. Like you'd have to watch the STV, but like the way you have to play the when I pushed aggressive like that, that's the way you have to play against them. So Justin comes up with a really nice pick here. Brandon's just putting some good damage. We're thinking about pushing. No damage. Wow. There we go.
Nice pipe.
We're still trying to push out into them.
You guys had 2 picks here, so yeah, looking pretty good.
Oh, this is where the heartbreak starts. Brandon and I try to put it on our shoulders, and we forget who we're playing against, Mr. SLIN. Calling the push,
Good damage.
damaging them. With Sean, that was good. See, I'm fine in the flank as long as the scout is on one side of me, and you're okay. So this is a really good push. We're getting them out of their position. We get Shade, we get Lansky. Banny's out of position. This is great right here.
It's almost a little worrisome that you kind of just walk up their side, but I know that after you picked off the scout that you're perfectly safe there.
We don't have heals yet, so we can't totally commit, and we're not. And this, like, we're back into this whole thing, dude. We're back into this stalemate pushing against this team, and it's tough to do. It's breakable, but winning the round is based on winning this fight right here. If you're able to push them back, if you're able to screw with them, it's really a great way to win the map. So
how come you guys can't do what they did? I mean, I know it's not your style, but and you might not want to be playing into that. But at the same time, you know, they were in this position too not too long ago, and you guys could, you know, throw in Z-Brian and see what Z-Brian can get, and maybe you can work the flank, try and get them stickied out or something.
I think our idea, in about 30 seconds here, is just to do what they did on the flank, meaning work Z-Brian and a scout through, and just trying to get inside, because that's really the only way to break it, is to get someone inside, which causes a little bit of instability in their defense. So I think we might just be talking about it right now, or keeping people calm or something. You know, like talking about it, hindsight, it was definitely 2020 being like, oh, let's just mirror what they did and just copy what they did. But in the moment, we're thinking about stuff, figuring it out, and coming up with our own ideas. So yeah, there we go. We send Z-Brian in, Brandon's spamming. Hopefully someone's watching flank. I think it's only Sean Bud right now.
Well, I think it's also important to point out here that you guys aren't going to be sacking or trying to force a team fight here, because you're only down 1 round, you're still in the match. Like, you could actually still tie it up here, and there's plenty of time left.
Right.
If you guys are just tuning in right now, the score is 3-4, BP's in the lead. And we're doing a demo review with Brad, so feel free to ask questions in the chat. But yeah, it looks like right now, I guess it's fair to say that BP is playing a slow match on an already slow map.
Yeah, I mean, like the smart play is just not to do much here. We decided to have Justin go with the combo, and literally, I think we're just suicide. We're still just suiciding. And the whole idea there is if they decide to push in choke, which they apparently don't, is that Brandon would just do a single Uber with them, and then maybe I might come into it. And I think we're gonna switch to flank here. Yeah, here we go. This is what you're talking about. Here we go.
Which this can be very effective if, you know, you guys get in the entry. How come you guys can't go in that small door there on the left? Is that sticky?
I don't know. I'm not going in there to die. There's but Z-Brian apparently not either.
Because I mean, what is the counter to this? They're sitting right above you right now.
You have need the door to get someone inside. I think Sean might already be inside, to be honest. Yeah, Sean's fighting inside. He's going down. See? So we just reset again because, you know, we're only down 1 round.
BP has very strong scouts in Sizer and Shrugger, and I'm not saying that Sean Bud can't compete, but isn't it hard to throw him in there and try and have him 1v1 someone to try and get the pick?
It's not asking a lot, but I would definitely put, if I had to put money down, I would say Shrugger online is better at winning those fights than Sean is online. But yeah, I mean, it's not asking a lot, it's giving him an opportunity to step up, so it's not like, hey, you did a bad job, Sean. It's like, okay, unlucky, just back up, play as a team, we're good.
Yeah, nothing really lost
there.
there.
See how little pressure we have on choke right now. Sean dies again, so we're trying to get our way in there, and we'll see. But
well,
this
they just get
so
2.
boring, man. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Will they push on 2? It looks like they're trying to poke at least.
Yeah, I think they're sending someone underneath, they're clearing choke. They're definitely pushing. So, there you go. They're taking damage, we pop from tag run underneath, so that's unfortunate. I know they have Uber advantage, so yeah, exactly. So I'm just making sure Nick can get out alive. But here we actually might be committing. Yeah, Benny goes down, this is huge.
Oh, you're just surrounded.
Fuck. Missed one scout. I think we're still okay though, because we have a scout. Yeah, there we go. Finally, Dustin's back.
You guys might even be able to move off of this. Because Banny died.
Here is the $10 million mistake.
You guys could have moved here, I think, because Banny died. You guys got good picks.
I was ready to go. No, see, but Banny's already back. But watch. I thought I cleared for him.
Oh.
There you go. That's where we lose the match. That's where we lose the match.
That's really rough.
All the clutches that Seagull made, and then yeah, Z-Brian tries to get the med but doesn't work out. All the clutches that Seagull made throughout the game, you know, they definitely outweigh our mistake right there. But momentum-wise and positioning, fuck. Instead of them defending their two, we're defending our two. So, and they have Uber advantage, but we should be okay here.
I think the reason it's a heartbreak though is because, like, we can see what they're doing. You know, they're waiting for you to make a mistake on the push, and then you guys did make the mistake. So, and after playing so cleanly, and it was so back and forth, you guys had your chances at taking that. That's tough to watch.
And they don't win the game because of the DM fights. You see, like right there, they have such a positional and Uber advantage that they're gonna get those kills on Fragile and Sean. It's gonna come naturally because of how well it's set up. And this is just a prey to win here, but I'm literally just trying to slow down the cap as long as I can, but
the control point is being contested.
yeah, do it long enough to get our scouts up, but still a fight.
So at this point in the game, I mean, you're not quite out of it yet. Is there anything you can do to bring it back?
You really can't rush it. If you rush it against them, they're just going to pick you off and they're going to win. So the only thing we can hope for is that they mess up in their push, that they don't force Nick. And I'm pretty sure that Z-Brian, who's watching the right side, you see my stickies right there? Z-Brian normally is watching the right side canal and spamming it. I don't think he oh yeah, well, Shrugger clear the sticky. Yeah, Z-Brian's on the right, but as you notice, Sizu's just gonna walk right in and have a shot at our team.
One question from chat is, how come there's no Spire Sniper this game? But that's a question at least for last, is how come you guys don't run, you know, Justin, who's a very strong sniper on last?
He did it a couple times. He got a headshot on Lansky. Okay, here comes this. They're just gonna be cycling the push in. I'm gonna block the gun, so they're not gonna take down the gun. Yeah, this is good. We're definitely get Lansky here. No, Lansky got out. Okay, so that was the first cycle. They only lost one player, and it's really hard for us to push out right here.
Ooh, Sugar almost got caught out there.
If I kept spamming at him, I maybe could have got him, but just the same, he could have plus forward me and killed me. You know,
yeah.
It's much more important that I survive there. I think this is where Sizer gets a shot on our team, and 9 times out of 10, see Z-Brian standing next to us, is he? Oh no, there he goes, he's on the right. Oh my gosh, there you go. Fragile goes down. Here comes the Uber. Lansky picks me off, as he should. And as they would say, finito, punto.
I mean, it was definitely a close match. You guys did pretty well in actually a lot of the mids. yeah, it really came down to sort of, I mean, it was really definitive at that 2-2. You guys were on the second point, and they kept throwing tag in and wasn't working, and then they kind of just pushed their way in there, and I don't think you guys were in the right position to sort of like hold that off. And then once they took that round, they just started eating away a couple more.
The big in the match was when we were up 2-1, and I had the clutch on middle, and we didn't push into last quickly with the Uber advantage. If we pushed quickly into last with the Uber advantage, we would have, hopefully gotten it up to 3-1. And if you bring up a 3-1 score against a team like BP, who's not really well known for their pushing, you can just totally slow down your game and make them push into you. And you just make them have to make plays. And even though they're a really good team, making any team have to battle through that, it's basically like, you're king of the hill. Back when you were younger, you any hill, like a sand hill or any kind of hill would be king of the hill. So you standing on top, it's much easier to push people down than have to push people off the top.
Well, I noticed that's sort of the style of back in the day mix-up. You guys were always just pushing it aggressively, and if you do go aggressive like that, you can find opportunities or create more opportunities.
Sure. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna upload the mix-up demo while you're doing this, since it's like half as long as that demo and it's twice as much action.
Let's do that. Just really briefly, what do you think are some of the the team style? You guys have changed your roster a little bit. You have the Fragile now. Siegel back on Pocket, and Sean bought on Scout. How does your style mix fit in that? You see BP. You see them when it really comes down to a close match. They like to play it slow.
Right.
You look at a team like Mix Up from last season. If it's a close match, they like to play it fast and just keep the pressure on you. Where does Fully Torqued fit into this, and what's your style now? You guys kind of have like a sort of like half experiment roster slash maybe Mighty Ducks you'd call it. Well, I guess not anymore. I guess at least half an experiment roster. So it's kind of got that experiment feel to it. How would you say you guys like to play matches?
Okay, it's uploading. I definitely tell you, we did not expect to beat BP or Mix Up. For those that don't know, we have 3 straight matches against those guys, and so next week we play BP again on Metalworks, and our goal was literally to have a good game against BP and Mix Up, and then win the rest of our games. Like you said, the fact that we're a new team, we have no idea what we're capable of, like literally no idea. For instance, we had BP against the wall, and we literally had a shot to beat the best team in the game. And so just that is more than enough for us past this week. We're like, oh, that's fine. What we're focusing on in terms of team structures is, Sean taking advice from experienced players, and because Sean's not a scout, I'm not a demo man, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to improve per week, and Sean's trying to improve the Fragiles, getting the rust off his his medi gun, and Justin is more of a wild card. Everyone has mixed feelings about Justin in the community. Some are like, oh, he's overrated, oh, he's not that good, oh, he's great. I have my own opinion on the guy, and I know that he's like a really good scout. We're just taking our time.
I'm going to look at one of the questions from the chat. I'm going to try and hit 2 of the questions with one stone. How do you play against, Gullywash mid against a demo who's better than you, was the question. But sort of tweaking the question and answering another one at the same time, I noticed that you went big door every time, and you never really went for that fast rollout through the choke. I mean, I saw you go for it once.
Right.
Was the strategy just to stay on the ground to give you a way to move around and play, sort of allow you to react to the situation?
What's it called? One second. Against Banny, I didn't want to try. I can do the rollout I can do the Banny rollout even though I messed it up a couple times. I didn't want to practice that and do that rollout and be mirroring him at middle, because I didn't want to try to replicate what Banny was trying to do. I didn't want to go to left middle and have no one there while Banny is air-shotting our roamer and shooting our scouts. So I was more interested in staying with the team and going big door and having access to shoot left or right. Against mix-up, I actually went left a number of times. Changed it up, so that be that.
All right. So we're gonna take a quick break a little bit, and then we'll be back with Brad's second demo, which will be fully torqued versus mix-up. So see you in a bit.